countries talking about this, but the real question is, yes, this driver was illegal, he did the wrong thing, but who gave him that CDL? Why don't we go back to California, to Washington, to Minnesota states and actually find who is giving those CDL? Let's talk about the real cause of all of this. Well, we already mentioned the states that were not really doing their job and were giving those CDLs for people who did not speak English, for people who did not have legal paperwork. Second, let's talk about schools. How those schools are getting approved in all the states. Look at 2 weeks school and you're already professional driver. Most of them were teaching in different language for years. I am Ukrainian and I know that some schools were teaching in Ukrainian, Polish, Russian, Uzbek. Is that possible? Well, it's not. So now we are blaming only this guy, but let's be realistic. Let's actually go to the root cause of all of this. FMCSA have been failing with following the regulations and actually punishing the people and officials on all the levels. It doesn't go just back to the driver. It goes to the industry as whole. Look at all of those ELDs that are still existing there. People still fake ELDs. Don't you think the FMCSA knows? Yes, of course they do. And they get slapped on the hand and they go and they change the name and they keep faking that ELD. Look about parking problem. How many drivers are putting their life in danger because there is no parking available? Let's talk about the companies who have 2, 3, 4 different MCs, people who change their signs, people who add extra driver where there's only one driver. They drive as a team, but nobody sees this. Let's talk about drug and alcohol problem nowadays. Let's talk about hiring of the drivers. Unfortunately, FMCSA and USDOT departments have to start doing their audits. They really need to start closing MCs that are running illegal operations. And this does not have nationality. This does not have a status. This is a problem of the industry. And when you put into Federal Motor Care Administration people who have no clue about trucking, what do you think is gonna happen? The industry have been failing for years, decades. And accidents do happen. Yes, this guy did the wrong thing. He should have not done it. But would he able to be a driver if somebody would not sign that CDL? So let's be all honest.
Do you see this? A bus full of school kids making same illegal U-turn. This is way more serious than the accident we just seen. But you wouldn't hear any politician talking about it. Why? Because the driver isn't an immigrant. The driver doesn't wear a turban. And this doesn't fit their agenda. This doesn't get them votes. When an immigrant driver did the same thing in Florida, everybody talked about it. Governors talked about it, senators talked about it, vice president talked about it. Why? Because that gets them sympathy. That gets them votes. That gets them attention. The truth is, they don't really care about the safety. If they did, the bus story would matter more to them. But it doesn't. All they need is divided humans, divided people. They just want you to, they just want you to see me as a different person, and they want me to see you as a different person. Why? Because we have a different skin tone. We just have a different headpieces, I guess. And that gets them votes. It fits their agenda. And that's what we need to understand. And this happens all over the world. And it's been like this for like centuries and ages and ages. This isn't something new, but we all people need to understand this. I'm not trying to defend the guy. He did what he did, and that was totally wrong. It could have been my family there. But what I'm trying to say is, this isn't a national security threat, all right? If they don't like illegal immigrants coming in, then they should work on their borders. They should work on their policies. But they should treat a human being as a human, regardless of if he wears a turban, if he's a brown person, if he's a white person. Let's unite, people. Let's unite.